I'm doing this because I want to be happy, and I'm doing this so my husband and I can get out of debt, and share this with you guys. Hey guys, it's me, Laila, the fitness astronaut, and welcome to my talk. I'm here today to talk to you guys about active minimalism. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Laila Alieh. I'm a fitness astronaut, and I basically went from engineer to fitness coach. And I decided to pursue this route because I fell in love with it. I absolutely love helping people reach their goals. And my goal is to help people explore fitness as astronauts explore space. I don't know why I'm spacing out today. It's been a long day. Just so you know, life is not perfect. My car broke down today. Had to get a tire change. All that jazz. So it just happens. So anyways, let's get straight to this, okay? Because life happens, but we gotta keep on going. So I'm gonna be talking to you guys today about active minimalism and what my story is, my top tips, because that is really important that you know what that is. So my story as to how I got into active minimalism was I was traveling a lot. And how that happened was I was traveling a lot. I was working at NASA in Kennedy Space Center, and I was going to Purdue, West Lafayette, Indiana, and I'm from Houston, Texas. And so over time, and over the 10 years, I was living in 3 different states. Well, I guess basically I was going from Purdue to Kennedy Space Center, then back to Houston, then back to Purdue, then back to Kennedy Space Center. It was literally a Bermuda Triangle, and the fact is, Purdue, Texas, and Florida are exactly 1,000 miles. Literally, it was like an isosceles triangle. So it's pretty cool. And so my story basically is like, through all the traveling that I did and all the time I put into it, I was kind of getting triples of everything, and it just became uncontrollable to the point where I would have to go buy something because I left it at home 1,000 miles away. Now I gotta bring it, then I have to haul it with me, and so my haul got bigger and bigger, and it got to the point where I just had too much stuff. And it wasn't until I got married a year ago in 2015 that it was the first time in 10 years where all my stuff was in one place. I had to do like 5 trips from Houston and move everything to Indianapolis, where I'm currently living, in 2016. And I would say that it was just out of control. And then I was living in a 1,200 square foot apartment, and I said, you know what? I'm living with someone now that I'm married, and how can I honestly manage how I'm going to be able to do all this? My goal right now is to basically declutter, because now that I'm married, I'm with someone, I have to really consolidate. And my husband didn't really understand what the importance is of living light. But then I started noticing articles about people, videos from people, and I started working out a lot. So therefore, you were buying more activewear. In case you don't know, that's a really cool video. It's so funny. And I just really got tired of it. And to be very honest, I needed to figure out a method that would allow me to control my spending in a way that, I went from the salary that I was making for corporate to deciding to start my own business. And I started reading blogs, I started watching videos, a lot of articles on how to live light. And once I found this perfect book, and that basically was The Magical Art of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. They call it the KonMari method. I absolutely fell in love with it. Instead of working on living with less, I focused on what was important to me. And that's a tip for you guys. One tip I have to say is focus on what is important to you, and it's giving you value and it makes you happy. Those are the 2 tips that I have, is that whatever you have, make sure it has value in your life and it makes you happy, and as well as in a sense of bringing you joy. So as I mentioned, it was the moving and the traveling, and then I'm not working, so I decided to sell the things and give the things that I don't like, give it a new home. And that made me really happy, and people thought I was being stingy and cheap, and that's what they thought. But today I looked at a post that I posted a year ago, and that I have mentioned that I made $750 selling my things. Today, total, I made $3,500 selling the things, giving the things that are not important to me, and donating the things that don't bring me joy, that don't have value in my life, and my husband's life as well. I sold him stuff too. I sold his game stations. He didn't need it anymore. I decided to give things to people that brought them joy. And with this career change I'm making, with this entrepreneurial route that I'm making, wanting to help people, help brides, help non-brides, I said, I don't need these things. And my husband and I, we decided to focus on travel. So since the time I moved everything here and got married, and now we made $3,500 just basically giving our stuff a new home. And I like that because everyone I gave my things to, whether it was selling, donating, I saw people's faces light up more than what I had when I originally bought it. And that made me feel so satisfied and so happy that I gave my things a new home and that it's being taken care of. And it's a materialistic thing, but it's like a rush of happiness, which is sometimes what people feel when they buy something. I'm the opposite. People are wondering what tools did I use to create this life of active minimalism. So I read the book, The Magical Art of Tidying Up. That's a definite read. It's an easy read, 4-hour read. I used the app Macari. That was great. I used that to sell my things. The fourth thing I used was ThreadUp, which is something it's the world's largest online consignment store, and it's amazing. I used Craigslist for local sales like computers. I sold 2 computers, as well as selling a couple of activewear items that were just so old that were brand names, but I sold as a bulk, and that was really cool. And then that's what I use. Online resources, I use Pinterest a lot. I typed in living light, well, there's no such thing as active minimalism, but that's what I'm creating it now, is active minimalism. And so I used the Pinterest. I just looked up Pinterest ideas on living light, but I also, more importantly, found things to substitute within each other. So, for example, I had a lot of purses, and now I have 2. I have just one big bag, and I have a wristlet. I basically replaced 10 purses with 2 purses, and that's all I need. And it helps with my formal, casual events, and it's awesome. And you save money that way. So that was another reason to do all this, because I wanted to save money, because I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. So those are the things that I did, and I absolutely love it. Now, for YouTube, I follow 3 main YouTubers that I like their style. I love what they talk about, and that is By Coco and Lavendaire, Rachel Aust. And I love those 3 YouTubers because I love their style, I love their simplicity, and they show that you can have a life that's not so plain and boring, because that's not what I want. My definition of active minimalism is living a life that is light but fun and allows you to do things that you never could do when you have clutter. And that is my definition of what minimalism is. So I hope this resonates with you, because it is so important to me that I share this with you guys, because it has just augmented so much weight off my shoulders. Being somebody who has ADHD, dyslexia, basically is not the most perfect, can stay still type person. This was perfect for me to be able to focus clearly and do everything as holistic as possible. And that is what I did, and I absolutely love it. So I would like to know what your thoughts are about this video. I have 10 tips on how to declutter. So if you want to know what those 10 tips are on how to declutter, please send me your email and I'll be happy to send that to you. I use that email to put in my weekly or bi-weekly newsletter on content material that's very valid for your lives, on tips and tricks on how to live light, be active, because I think it's really important that I share that. So if you really want to know what my top 10 tips on how I'm able to declutter and just live this life of active minimalism, please share that to me, because I think you will gain a lot. Because it's nice to know whatever you get rid of, you ask yourself these questions and not later on regret, oh, did I get rid of it just to get rid of it, or did I actually need it, or let me go dig through the trash and get it again because I need it. So it's a great way of establishing your decisions in terms of decluttering, living light. I'm doing this because I want to be happy, and I'm doing this so my husband and I can get out of debt, and share this with you guys. It's a whole new journey. It's a lot of fun, and that's my spiel for today. That's my spiel for the week. Please comment below if you have any questions or any topics you would like me to talk about. My question for you guys today, what is your biggest fear in decluttering and trying to live a life that's light and minimal? Or why do you not want to declutter your life? And my second question to you is, what is a topic that you guys like me to talk about next week, so I can prepare for it and share with you? So it's valuable information as well, and we can go from there. So thank you so much for listening to my weekly topic. Thank you again for your patience. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay active and keep going. Take care.